How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooksy HD. Today we have some never before seen FIFA 17 content. I haven't seen it anyway, so maybe you haven't. Hopefully you haven't, or else I'm going to show you some stuff that you might not have seen before. For example, penalties, free kicks, some journey mode stuff, which I'm really excited to show you. And before we start this, I want to say that this game is not out, obviously. So this isn't the final product. There's probably going to be more graphical enhancements. It's going to look a lot better. It might play a lot better, because one of my criticisms for the game, from what I've seen so far, is that it looks a little tiny bit clunky in some areas. In some areas it looks really, really good. So yeah, let's get on to the video. I think we're going to start off with some FIFA 17. 16 is on the brain all the time. 17 gameplay from a private screening in New York. So yeah, let's go on to it. So in this video, I'm going to show you a little clip from the Journey game mode. I'm going to show you a few other things like gameplay and penalty shootouts and stuff like that, and corners and free kicks. I have a lot of interesting stuff to show you, and I have a lot of stuff to actually talk about in this game. Now, this is the trailer for the game. This is filmed at a secret event in New York. It obviously wasn't secret, but you know what I mean. Showing off FIFA 17 to some people. And yeah, this is interesting. Okay, journey mode. As you can see right here, Alex Hunter's on the bench. In my opinion, this is going to be a bit of a story arc or whatever, where Alex Hunter is going to be saying to the manager, "Man, you're always playing me on the bench," sort of thing. What I find even interesting, or if that's even a word, is when I play the clip on a little bit more. There's no sound to this, by the way, so that's why you hear music in the background. This guy, Walker. I think this guy's going to be the story, like, rival, or the nemesis, or the enemy sort of thing. He's going to be the guy that's going to, like, for this first, like, obviously half of the thing or whatever, he's going to be a rival. He's going to be vying for your position, so to speak. And as you can see, there's the little look back thing, which suggests that's the reason. And you can see Alex Hunter there looking very annoyed. So I think that's going to happen with the journey, with the whole kind of like rivalry sort of thing going on. I think that could be an interesting thing to do, because my main issue with the journey is that I think it's going to be real boring after maybe one or two tries, because you can only use the 20 teams in the Premier League, and hopefully it's not the same story over and over and over again. But I think it might be, which is a shame. But you know what, we'll have to see when the game comes out. Now, this is where it gets a bit interesting. We actually get to see some menus in action. First thing I see when I see this is harken back, in my opinion, to, I think it was FIFA 08 on the Xbox 360. These menus look a lot like that, in my personal opinion, but I could be completely confusing games. It's been a long time since then, nearly 10 years. I like the menus. Why are annotations still on? I do not know. Yeah, you got United versus PSG right here. I think the menus look cool. I think this kit selection is pretty decent. It looks very much like PES. If you've ever played PES before, I think the select kits are very much like this. The graphics look good. The graphics look very good. There's one bit in this that gets me really excited, and I know it's really stupid to get excited over, but it's the grass. Holy moly, does the grass look cool. It's all here, the grass. It looks fantastic, and I know it's only grass, but what I wanted to show you was, as you can see here on the top, squad formations, roles, instructions, and tactics. It's all the same from last year, so they haven't changed anything with that. So all the team management and stuff looks like it stayed the exact same. No change in that at all, which is a bit disappointing. At the same time, it's really not that much that you needed to change, in my opinion. So yeah, let's just play it on a bit. Anyways, this is FIFA 17. It looks pretty much the same as FIFA 16, like I already said. It looks a little bit smoother. It looks a little bit less video gamey, if that's a word you want to use. But there's a few interesting things in this. For example, free kicks, where they use the targeting system. Free kicks from shooting at the goal, penalties, for example. Let's go and show you that right now. Right, this is from a corner, guys, and as you can see on the top right of the screen, it says you've got all the usual stuff like switch receiver, change kick takers, call for second player, and then you've got target on and off, which leads me to believe that this is going to be like the training system in FIFA 16, where if you press in the left stick, you get that whole training system, like tells you how to play the game if you've never played it before, which pops up around each player that you use. I think it's going to be like that, and as you can see in this bit of gameplay, you can actually see the targeting reticule going around the box. It could be a good idea. Now, what I think it is, like I said, I think it's very much like the training system in FIFA 16, where it just kind of shows you where you're aiming. It doesn't pinpoint it exactly where you're aiming, if that makes any sense. It just shows you the general direction. Like, I don't think, like, as you can see, the targeting system's getting used here. In the end, he doesn't actually shoot. The training system is still in this game, by the way. You can change camera as well, which is interesting to see what that actually does. I haven't seen that actually happen yet. In the top right, you can see it says change camera by pressing in the left stick, which probably means change camera is you actually go to the usual free kick stance of looking at the player. And yeah, I think that's very interesting with the whole targeting reticule. I think it's not going to be exactly where you aim it. I think it's just going to be in that general direction. That was a mad long shot. Maxwell is not capable of doing them in real life. This is probably the most interesting thing I've seen anyway so far. During a tactical free kick, you can reposition your kick taker around the ball with the right stick and aim the placement of the kick with the left stick. So what that means is you can move the player around to any position you want. For example, you can take the power shot, or you can take the finesse kind of free kick, which is like the 90-degree, like Messi style free kick, or you can take the normal free kick. And there's another screen right here which just shows you like just shooting. Basically it's pretty much self-explanatory. It's what you do in the game anyways, it's just shoot, or you can put a bit of spin on it with the left stick. What's interesting to me is you can adjust the position with the right stick. I want to actually see, because he doesn't do this, and I've yet to see it apart from in the FIFA 17 gameplay that EA showed us. I've yet to see that actually happening of somebody moving the guy around the ball in a free kick scenario. Anyways, now let's go and show you some penalties. We got Ibra taking a penalty right here. You can adjust position with the right stick. Your man was making that motion, which means he can probably center Ibrahimovic in the middle of the pitch. I think penalties are going to get so, like, they're going to take a really long time to get actually used to taking penalties, because they're so completely different from FIFA 16. Hopefully it's quite intuitive and it doesn't take you too long to actually like learn the controls, because it really could do, from what I'm seeing right here, it really could be quite hard to actually learn how to take penalties again. And this is what I didn't like the look of this when I seen this at first. Rooney hits the post and all of his defense are just standing there waiting for Rooney to take the shot to just pounce in again. They're going to show another angle of it right here, and it's going to reinforce what I've just said. But Martial, easy cross, straight to Rooney, off the post, and all the defenders are just standing around. It doesn't look great. I've yet to see someone actually use the shield function in this game. They don't show it in this, and that's pretty much it, apart from a few screenshots that I found on Twitter. A lot of people have obviously found this, but yeah, I'm going to show you that right now. Now, for all you career mode fans out here, this might be interesting to you. You mightn't have seen this yesterday. This is all the new features in FIFA 17's career mode. Basically, they've improved career mode a little bit. They've added in the Japanese league, if you didn't know, and they've made a new feature where you can kind of make money from your club via branding, youth development, from winning cups, and etc, etc. As you can see on the screen here, it doesn't matter. Total club management gives you new objectives to fulfill based upon your board's priorities. Each team now has a unique personality which dictates the goals you'll need to achieve in both the short and the long term to succeed at your club. Your board's expectations fall into 5 categories. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier: domestic success, continental success, brand exposure, financial, and youth development. For example, as you can see the picture right here on the screen, I'm going to have to zoom in on it because it's a very small picture. Real Madrid, they've got very low financial board expectations. I kind of trailed off a little bit there. They don't really care about financial because they've got a load of money anyways. They're worth, as you can see there, $3 billion apparently. Their transfer budget is near $1 million as well, which is absolutely mad. They actually give you a little bit of history around the club as well, which I really, really like. But as you can see, because it's Real Madrid, they always like the Galacticos kind of branding. Like, they always have really good players like Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema, all that kind of stuff. Domestic success, continental success, brand exposure are all like your board's really high expectations, which means you have to manage all of that kind of stuff. Like, you have to sell t-shirts, you have to make people come in to your match days to actually like pay for tickets and stuff like that. You have to win the title, you have to win the Champions League and all that kind of stuff. And then you have like another youth development. It's not really that important, but it is quite important at the same time. Yeah, it's interesting to see, man. You can promote youth players, return to the top division, expand your club's brand in Asia, for example. That's just an example. Sign world-class players. There are some of the examples of the objectives you can achieve expect in career mode in FIFA 17. You'll be able to see your progress on these objectives from a new menu within career mode, which you can see at the bottom of your screen here. Achieve the goals to keep your managerial popularity rating on target. So, as you can see, objectives overview, you have a popularity, which means if you go down below a certain point, obviously you're going to get sacked, and if you're doing really well, you might have a popularity score of like 90 or 100 or something like that. You have objectives as well, so it's not just about winning the league or signing young players to make them good like FIFA 7 or FIFA 16's career mode was. You have to kind of, it's very much like Madden. If you've ever played Madden's career mode, you kind of have to do all this branding stuff as well. Like, you have to, it's all about like food you sell at the stadiums, all your match day ticket revenue and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting. As you can see this picture here, like this is all your objective. Let's go on a bit more. Whether you're returning a fallen giant to the former glory, for example AC Milan, turning your team into a European powerhouse with the help of a world-class youth program, for example, maybe Southampton, or keeping your club's finances in the black. Total Club Management keeps your career experience fresh and dynamic season by season. Financial system. This is interesting. FIFA 17's career mode introduced Club Worth, which I think is very much like Madden's career mode. A rewritten and authentic club financial system with different sources of income and expense. You'll now be able to see a detailed breakdown of your income from transfers, loans, matchday revenue, media and merchandising, while your outgoings on players and scout wages, youth facilities, stadium maintenance and travel will also be visible to you in the finances menu. This will help you keep your finances in check, a must for any modern football club. So if you've ever played a Football Manager game, you have to usually try and keep your wage budget at a positive and your transfer budget as a positive, so your board doesn't like lose a lot of money, which is exactly what is happening right here. As you can see this picture right here, for example, you're the Real Madrid manager, you're making a profit of each year, you're making 334k because this guy is kind of balancing out his expenses and his earnings, or his profits, so to speak. It actually says earnings and expenses right there. So example, he's making like 33,000 a year, which is pretty cool. It means you kind of dictate how much like transfer budget you will get in the next year, which I actually think is a really, really good idea. We've got another screenshot here. You can see how much you're earning. For example, this guy's making 7.9 million from merchandising and 33 million from transfers, and his expenses are 34 million on transfers and 6.6 on player wages. So if you can balance the two, you should be able to get a lot more transfer budget for your next year. If you keep it in the black, if you keep it in the red, you'll have less transfer budget for the next year. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can pick your own manager basically. Well, you can't really pick your own manager. You can't edit their face or whatever. You can pick from a few faces, which is pretty cool. That's pretty much it. Yeah, you can select nationality, change your name or whatever. Pretty much the same stuff, apart from you can actually see them at the touchline from now on. And you've got the Japanese League in the game, which I think is a really cool thing. There's a few good players in the Japanese League that is going to be really good for Ultimate Team, and maybe you can like go over to Japan, make an absolute world like powerhouse over in Japan, and just be really good like branding all over the shop. I think this could make career mode very, very good. Is it a lot though? It's not that much of an improvement. It's just a few like different details to finances, and they've added in a new league, which is not that great when you think about it. But that's all the information I have on FIFA 17 so far. There is a lot more, but you've probably heard of it before, so I didn't want to include it in the video. I've shown you some gameplay. I've shown you some of the things that I don't think will work very well. I think might be overpowered. I just want to say something else as well. If you go onto EA's YouTube account and look for the video with Hazard on it, you'll see the shielding thing, which I think is going to be way overpowered in FIFA 17, because I think you could just go from your box, hold the shield button, run backwards all the way up to the opponent's box and score a goal, which I don't really like the look of. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you next time. Sorry if this video has gone on a little bit long. I'll talk to you then.